Greetings, friends. Great tuning in to you once again for another Monday Muse, Monday, August 24th. Hope you had a spectacular weekend and that your summer is winding down well as things are starting to happen here in the States that way. Kids back to school and all those kinds of things. So appreciate you joining me again. Another one of these. Again, I hope these are helpful. Please let me know in the comments if there's ideas, topics, how this is landing, because obviously this is all around performance and performance matters and trying to make ideas that come to light in this discipline transparent and have these conversations to muse about throughout the week. So this Monday Muse is going to be about a trend that I'm seeing in a lot of posts in LinkedIn and other things, which, by the way, is really exciting to see. And that is a lot of people are, I don't know if waking up is the right word, but much more attuned to the fact that we are not in the training business anymore, if we ever were, honestly. But a lot of people are sharing that because of AI and a lot of things that are happening around generative content that is making the creation of training quicker and easier, that it is opening up our ability as learning professionals to take a broader and cast a broader net and have broader impact on organizations, have different conversations. Here's where I want to be careful, though, about that trend. And that as I read deeper into these things, friends, what's troubling me is that I don't see a change in mindset in what we do. It's more of a, we have more time to have broader conversations with the organization around strategy and impact. But again, friends, honestly, what I see in a lot of it is we come back to the word learning or training. And that because of those conversations, we'll build more different training. And honestly, that's not what's going to win the day. It's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. And we're not going to become strategic partners with the business like we all want to be until we shift our focus to performance and start building for performance, start building for the workflow. This is not just a change in dialogue, friends, and having more time to talk to the business. It's about talking to the business about something very different. Right. And so what I don't see a lot of discussion is about what does that change mean in the weeds of what we do as L&D professionals. And fundamentally, it starts with that we change to a performance focus. We are not in the training. I would even argue learning business. I'm going to talk about learning and training a bit later this week because I really have an issue with our use of those words. But I would argue we're not in the learning business. That's what learners do. We're in the performance enabling business. We're not in the training business. We're not in the raise awareness. People be compliant. People pass tests. People attend things in our LMS and other places. Whether we build them quickly or not with AI, it doesn't matter. That is not what we're charged to do. And if we want to be more strategic, we got to stop being seen that way. We are performance architects. We are performance professionals. That yes, do we do training? Sure. That's in our toolkit in the 5 moments of need, right? That's new and more is best served by training. But apply, solve, and change, the old 70-20-10, if you've ever heard the math, right? The reality is we have to get out in the 80%. And AI is giving us time and tools to do that, which is what's exciting. But if we don't change the narrative in the beginning, we will not design to a different outcome. So honestly, friends, training becomes second in our toolkit behind performance enablement. And that starts with 2 things. Number one, we talked about this before, but we have to understand what workflow analysis means, how to do a true workflow analysis so that AI and our tools that we build can best support and enable the workflow, which is changing at a more rampant rate than ever, a lot because of AI. How can you know what you're changing and enabling and balancing the human AI thing and all the stuff we're talking about until you see the work? That's what we do. That is a role we can play that we've really never been allowed to in a lot of cases, particularly with a training mindset. We stop at the door. And this gives us a huge opportunity to not just have more time to talk to the business, but to talk to them about something very different. What is the work? What are the KPIs? Where are we falling short in skills gaps, all these things? Pivoting on the workflow and performance. And then next, friends, this was last week's Monday Muse, is we have to build digital coaches, as we call them. We have a new deliverable. This is the getting away from the insanity thing. If we open up the dialogue to the business and then we still build training, blended learning, whatever you want to call it, we have not moved the dial. And the business will not see us different because we're not impacting the workflow, right? So we have to first change to workflow analysis so we see the workflow and understand that. And then next, we have to fundamentally understand that our role is to first and foremost build a digital coach embedded in the workflow that performers use in their work while they are working. We talked about this in other Monday Muses, right? It's a different design. It's a different tool. AI is a part of it, but it is a very different deliverable than we've ever had in our toolkit before. And then, sure, we might still do some training. But friends, the way I just said that is very different than the way we've been seeing ourselves, right? We are not in the training first business. We are in the performance first business. So therefore, why would we not build a performance first tool? Why would we not understand the workflow first? And I completely understand, and we've seen it in design of workflow learning. We've seen up to an 81% reduction in the time it takes to build to a proof of concept in our methodology than it did without AI tools. That's stunning. But so there's the time. But it's not just about more time, friends, to talk to the business. It's about talking to the business about something very different, becoming a very different partner with them, and having them see us as building solutions that are very different and workflow focused, workflow enablement with training as a enhancement to that, not the tip of the sword. Love to hear what you think. Let's get out of the insanity business and get into the innovation business. And let's be seen very differently with this remarkable gift we've been given in this world of AI. Love to hear what you think, friends. Feedback would be great. Have a great week. Talk again soon.